Hi, welcome and thank you for listening to the Fearless Adventure Podcast. My name is Veerle and I'm taking you with me on a journey. In this podcast, I will give you a glimpse into my location-independent free life. I will tell you about the challenges of online entrepreneurship as a nomad, about finding the right mindset to grow, and how you can experience real freedom in your own non-nomadic life. My name is Veerle and welcome to Fearless Adventure. Hello there! This time I want to record an episode about energy because I've always said that I'm really about energy, but I've never explained in a podcast how that shows or why that is. So I always share bits, little snippets of my story, but it feels like it's not the whole story that I've shared yet. So I thought today it might be time to talk a little bit about masculine and feminine energy and how that is such a big part of my life. And to tell the story, I have to start with, I guess, when I was in high school. That is the first time that I got to experience fatigue. I was tired all the time. And back in the day, they said it was mono, but it stayed around. And I've had experienced fatigue, well, I think until 2012, 13. So we're talking about a period of 10 to 15 years that I have had struggled with fatigue. So they tried to find an explanation in my body. So the doctors first said it was mono, then it was chronic fatigue syndrome. And now, years later, I finally completely realize what it is. I've said before that it might be a depression, it might have been a burnout, and I truly believe that. But the reason why I got that was because I was living on other people's terms. I was living in disbalance. I wasn't aligned. I was living in masculine energy the whole time, and I completely neglected the feminine energy. And before I go any further about that, I want to tell you that this is not gender related. We both need masculine and feminine energy. It's not that the man has to have masculine energy and the woman only feminine. You need both. You need to have a balance in that. And well, I have to explain a little bit what masculine energy is and what feminine energy is. And you might know it already, but I don't know, spelling it out a little bit, it helps to really understand it and to understand why you need both of it. So the masculine energy is really practical, it's really goal orientated, it is logic, it is result driven, it's really doing lots of stuff. And the feminine energy is sensual, it's sensitive, it's experience based, it is full of compassion, it is feeling. So you see that those are so different, but you need both. But because if you're only focusing on one side, you will never get anything done if you're only in the feminine energy, because you're constantly feeling and you're not doing. But when you're only in the masculine, you're only doing and achieving, but you're not feeling and enjoying. And we are living in this masculine world. We are constantly focused on the results, on the doing, on the achieving goals, about doing stuff that you have to be strong, you have to always work, you cannot feel anything. When you're feeling, you're weak. When you show tears, that's like, oh, that's a weak person. Is actually, it's in the answer that we give when we ask, how are you? If I ask you right now, how are you? What would your initial response be? Yeah, I'm good, fine, I'm busy. That's usually the response that we give. It's automatically, you don't even think about it. Yeah, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm busy. So we have been trained to believe that being busy is being good. But it's it's for a reason that people ask, really? How are you actually doing? And then you get a completely different answer. So we we know that we have been aiming for too much. We're always busy. We're not connected to ourselves anymore. We know it. But yet it's still so difficult to let go of it because we have been taught to survive in this masculine world. And for me, at some point, I couldn't anymore. And maybe that is why I became a digital nomad. I cannot do it. I cannot be in this stress environment the whole time. And of course, my job in the festival world was a bit demanding. It was stressful. It was always working towards a really high stress level and then collapse, because that's what I always did. After every festival, I was sick for a week or three, and I was just getting myself together and able to function again. So I truly believe that the more we continue on this path, the unhappier we are going to be. And I have had these conversations here with a couple of my friends. Every time that we talk about going back to our home countries, I I share that the second that I set foot on Schiphol airport for us, as soon as I touch the ground, I am back in that stress level because I'm so influenced by everyone, and I'm constantly thinking, all right, I am back. I landed. I need to get my suitcase. I need to catch a train. I need to catch that other train. I might need to catch a bus. How am I going to do that? Is there much time in my transfer? Do I have to run? Even though I don't have any appointments when I'm getting back, I'm still, all right, I want to catch the first train that's possible. Oh, is it only 2 minutes? I will run with all my luggage on my back. And I am in stress immediately. And I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure why I am so influenced by that. But it's every time that I came back from a trip, I felt that. And every time I set foot here on Gran Canaria, I am at ease. I just walk slowly towards the bus station. And if I see a bus standing there, I'll slowly walk there. I won't run because I know in 15 minutes the next one will come. And that will bring me back to the city as well. It's totally fine if I'm not catching that one bus. But in the Netherlands, I cannot keep in that mindset. And maybe that's why I have to be here, because here I'm not stressed. Here, everything I do, it's like, all right, let's wake up, let's see how I feel, let's connect with myself. Then I work a little bit, then I'll go to the beach, then I come back home. I might work a little bit again, maybe not. I feel what I want, and that's what I do. And I'm still action oriented sometimes. I'm still working towards goals, but it is in a balance, and that's what is important. And the thing is, we are usually focused on all the masculine things, and I see it happening a lot around me. People are getting burnout like everywhere. It is something that our generation is going through right now. Everyone is getting a burnout. I've seen so much of my friends getting there because the jobs are too demanding. You have to have a social life next to your job. I don't think we have been this social ever. And well, I am connecting it to the mobiles as well, the social media, being connected all the time, and that's just not my way. I feel every time that I am spending more time on my phone, on social media, I'm getting more and more in this fear mindset. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting feeling down. I don't know. I feel the energy draining me because I am in this masculine energy of showing the world what I'm doing, of seeing what everyone else is doing and achieving, and I'm not feeling what I am feeling. So, yeah, I think we are really in this masculine energy, and I think it's time that we change it a little bit. So, I want to explain a couple of situations to you, some activities that you might do that you might think that are feminine, but you can still do them with a masculine approach. And if you've been in the Fiercely in Alignment course or in the second round of the Fun for Business Challenge, you have heard this before, but I think it's good to listen because it might change your view a little bit. So, all right. one of the activities that you could do if you are thinking about having a self-care day, you might go to the spa, you might do some yoga, and that can be a feminine energy activity. But if you're doing it because you know that it will make you feel better, that is still based on masculine energy because you will achieve something from it. When you are doing yoga because you feel like it, that's completely different because you feel that your body needs it. It's way softer energy, and that's what you need for a self-care activity. And of course, sometimes it helps that you have the goal to do yoga that day, and it brings you back to connecting with your feminine energy. So it's not bad, but I want you to be aware that sometimes you might plan in some activities that you think are to connect with yourself, but if the action is purely to achieve that goal, then you're not doing it the right way. So it is totally fine to schedule in some self care activities, but you really have to change your approach into the feminine energy as well. So you might start it thinking, all right, I am gonna feel so good after this workout. And that's totally fine as long as you are in the workout as well. All right, the next example is when you are launching a course or a product. People usually say that during your launch period, you have to take some time off as well to receive. But if you are taking some time off during your launch and you're still constantly checking your email to see if you have any sales, or you're constantly checking your phone, like, why isn't happening? What's going on? I've been told by my coach that I should take some time off in order to receive. But then you're still in the masculine energy. You're doing it to achieve a goal. You're doing it because you've been told that you will receive when you take some time off. But when you are taking some time off and completely focusing on what it is that you want to do, or that you want to create from what it is that you're feeling, that's completely different. And you need to be open to receive. And when you're in masculine energy, you're not open to receive. So that's why it works for a lot of people to go and have a spa day, be completely offline during a sales, how do you call it, a launch, and to really go all in with this feminine energy. But it depends why you're doing it. Can you really let go of that masculine energy? And my favorite example about masculine and feminine energy is drinking coffee, because lots of people are drinking coffee in order to stay awake or in order to start your day with a boost or whatever. But you can also start your day because you love the taste of coffee. So for a long time, I thought, all right, I am a bit addicted to coffee. I should dial it dial it down a bit, but I need it. But then I thought, why do I need it? And that for me, it is because I love the taste of that coffee. I love making a cup of coffee, go wrap myself in my blanket, and just start meditating or watch the sunrise or whatever. So for me, coffee is a feminine connection. And it's not that I drink coffee in order to stay awake. Of course, when I'm organizing a festival, I will drink coffee to stay awake. But my daily cup of coffee is not because I need it, it's because I love it. And if I'm not feeling coffee, I might go for tea if I have my favorite tea with me. And that's totally fine as well. So it is, you have to be aware of why it is that you're doing things. And I think too often we think that we're doing feminine stuff, but we're still doing the masculine things. So you have to get out of your head and start living more with your heart. And one of the other examples that I have around this is I grew my business a year ago. I had this crazy boost whenever I decided to let go of all the things that everyone was telling me to do and let go of all the hours that I needed to work and just focus on what it is that I wanted to do. So I started to focus on feeling the connection with my clients. I started to focus on only working 20 hours a week. And as soon as I started to talk about that, the energy exploded and my business grew like crazy. And I know that that energy that came because I was aligned, because there was a balance between my feminine and my masculine energy, because I was still working. And during those 5 hours a day that I worked, I was still masculine, working my to do list, doing everything that I needed to do. But after that, I could completely let go. And I was so energized and inspired. And I just loved it. And that way, when I'm in that energy, people will come to me, my customers will find me. And that's so more important. So, everything that I said in this podcast, it's not that masculine energy is bad, but it's just there's a disbalance right now. Lots of people are only doing the masculine energy and are not connected with the feminine energy. And lots of people see this, and I think on Instagram, at least in my bubble, there is this feminine energy movement going on and people are letting go of the masculine energy. But I think you need to connect a little bit more with your feminine energy, and only you know how you can do that. For me, it is going to the beach, it is going for a walk into the forest, it is just trying to focus on the experience and on the feelings and making time for that, not because I have to, but because I want to. So I hope this episode resonated with you, and I'm really curious to see what it is that you're gonna do to connect more with your feminine side. So please let me know that. You can reach me through Instagram. You know where to find me, and otherwise you can find me in the show notes. That's fearlessbusiness.nl/60. All right, I love talking about this episode, and I'll probably record some more about energy and healing and whatever it is that I'm always doing these days. I'm in this spiritual path, and I love that the podcast is growing with me on that topic as well. I thought at one point it was going to be a location independent living podcast, but it's not. It's all about the spiritual growth, the mindset. So, yeah, this was the episode about masculine and feminine energy, and I cannot wait to hear what you thought of it. All right, talk to you later. Thank you for getting along on my journey and listening to another episode of Fearless Adventure. Would you like more information on the topic of this episode? Then take a look at the show notes on fearlessadventure.nl. Give your opinion or want to screenshot this episode on Instagram, you can find me and tag me on Instagram at Fearless. That is Veerlez. Fearless. Can't wait to hear from you and see you next time.